Talk Time with Reid Moriarty.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Hi,
I'm
Jeni.
glad you're here.
I'm at your headquarters.
That's right, we call this the mothership. We are big sci-fi fantasy fans around
All
here.
right. We are at Columbus, Ohio. We're here to review Jeni Britton Bauer. Okay, what's your high point of owning Jeni's for 14 years, Jeni?
Oh gosh, high point. You know what? It was probably when I received the James Beard Award, which is this incredible award. It's kind of like the Oscars of the food world, and that was a moment I didn't expect, and I got it for my book, and you know, it still represents a moment of pride and hard work.
When you were a kid, Jeni, what did you dream of doing?
Oh, when I was a kid, I was going to be an entrepreneur. That was what I did. I made businesses to play. That was just how I did it. And of course, artist. I wanted to be an artist.
You are an artist.
Yeah, I studied art at Ohio State and art history. And you know what? Then I wanted to be a perfumer. And a pastry chef. That was the other. Those three things came together for me. And that is what ice cream making is. It's art, perfume, and pastry.
All right. Will you share an early childhood foodie memory with me, Jeni?
Yes. Oh my goodness. So when I was growing up, we had 10 acres of forest land. So where we had our own we had honeybee hives. So we would just walk right up and get the honey right off the comb. We would eat them on wheat thins. It was just amazing. That was like one of my best memories. Still love that today. But we tapped our maple trees for maple syrup, and we had about 15 different gardens. Wherever the sun would shine through the trees, my grandmother would plant a garden. And so eating out of that forest was just Eden to me. It was in the middle of Illinois, in Peoria, Illinois, where I moved to Columbus when I was 12. But it was the most incredible place. And you know what the thing about the forest is, when you spend every weekend out there for many years, you get used to the smells and the scents of the season. And I think that impacts how I make ice cream and how I think about scent.
All right, Jeni. Are you more of an artist or a scientist, Jeni?
I think I'm exactly half and half.
Of course.
Yes, and I think a lot of artists are scientists and a lot of scientists are artists, just the way that we think. I don't think that there is a separate brain for thinking about them. I think both, you have to be creative and you have to be highly technical to do both.
All right.
I certainly think that entrepreneurs do, and so if you get used to that idea of taking a risk and trying something, you know, thinking about it, creating a hypothesis, and then trying it and reflecting.
How do you use your art degree in the ice cream business?
Well, you know, what's funny is that I dropped out of Ohio State when I was taking art classes. I left to go make ice cream. I use art every single day in business. I think that we're motivated by our art world even more than business in many ways, in that we're always going forward, always trying to do new things, always trying to create great experiences. But the funny thing is that I just got an honorary doctorate from Ohio State University in business, which I think...
All right, Jeni.
is.
What's one flavor experiment that didn't work, Jeni?
Ooh, good question. I had a flavor that was the worst flavor in the history of mankind, and it was smoked banana. It sounds gross, but actually smoked bananas are really good. And you can, like, if you're, you know, like a grill or like a smoker, if you put the bananas in at the end of the day, they get like brown and so delicious. But I over smoked the bananas and they turned into something that smelled like turpentine.
I would never try it.
It sounds so gross.
Okay, Jeni, what's the best root beer float for a root beer float in your opinion?
Ooh, the best root beer. You know, there's a company that's an Ohio company called Frost Top.
Frost Top?
Frost Top
What's
root beer.
that?
Yeah, it's this root beer. I think they started in Springfield, and they used to have like root beer stands, but they're still going strong. And I think they might be based in Columbus now. But anyway, Frost Top, a really really cold Frost Top root beers.
All right, we'll look at it. How did you find your fellowship of growers and suppliers, Jeni?
Ooh, well, after many many years, it started at the North Market, where all the farmers come in and sell all their stuff on the weekends. And from there, I just sort of networked around. But we take this idea of working directly with our farmers and people, and apply that to regional, national, and even international, when we can, growers. And so we like working with people, because we know that when we come together as a community, we'll make these really great ice creams. And so it's been important to us. But it's not an easy way to do it. It's actually extraordinarily difficult. And so it takes a lot of effort. In fact, we have a whole department just devoted to that here.
All right. I know you have 2 cookbooks, a mobile shop and a vending machine at the airport. What dreams do you have for Jeni's in the next 10 years, Jeni?
Ooh. You know what? I have a vision, and my vision is all about the quality of our ice cream and what we can achieve when we build resources to do that. And so for me, it's all about what kind of milk protein work are we going to be doing in the next 10 years that we're not doing right now, and how are we going to be engaging our dairy farmers in an even better way. So for me, it is less about growth, although growth makes it possible, and more about all the cool stuff we can do with ice cream.
All right. Does Governor K6 come in the scoop shop?
Well, I know he's been in at least once at our Dublin store. When he became governor, at the governor's ball, I know that at least his wife, or he and his wife, donated the proceeds from that to my favorite nonprofit organization, and one that I co-founded, Local Matters. And so it's all about local food system and our local foods. So I was very pleased with that.
All right, Jeni. The last question is, do you have a favorite movie you watch with your kids?
Oh, are you kidding? Of course.
Could you tell us?
Yes, it's The Lord of the Rings. I love The Lord of the Rings so much.
Instead of Willy Wonka?
Oh, well, yeah, Willy Wonka too. The first one. The first Willy
with
Wonka.
Gene Wilder.
Oh, so
but I
good.
think Lord of the Rings is your favorite.
Yep. You know, we
I
call it
like
the
the
fellowship
Jungle
model.
Book, the old one with Phil Harris.
That was my favorite when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
What's your favorite? What is another one of your favorite movies?
Mary Poppins, Mom and
Ooh.
Reid's favorite movie.
Oh, it's so good. We love that one too, and it's so much fun to sing. We love to sing in my family, and so those songs are just the best, aren't they? And like
All
for
right,
dancing.
Jeni.
Talk Time with Reid Moriarty.
Have you met my backpack, Ricky?
It's a great backpack. I got my favorite backpack too, you know? Get our shoes.
We do
Yeah,
one
you
more
got
each?
such cool shoes too. Our shoes will look good together.